Today in this video I'm going to show you how to create this gauge with the help of HTML and CSS. You can use it in your project or it can be used to represent any data and many more. For that pop-up message we'll be using a little bit of JavaScript. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Hello everyone, this is Ditsaru with Coding Design. Welcome to our channel. If you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I have already created HTML and CSS file. Inside the index.html file, if I write exclamatory sign and hit that tab button, you'll get this HTML5 boilerplate. Now I'm giving the title as Gauge CSS Animation. And inside the body tag, let's give the div with class name Gauge. Inside that div, I'm creating another div with class name Progress. And inside that div, again I'm creating another div with class name Bar. If I hit the tab button, you'll get this code. If you have no any idea, like how did I did this so quickly. So I have already created separate video for the Amit abbreviation at the right top corner iCard. You can check it out. Now let's link the CSS file. So if you have installed this extension called Live Server in VS Code, so if you right click on HTML file, you can get this option called Open with Live Server. If you press that option, it will open it in your default browser. Now in the CSS file, I have already created 4 variables with different color value. So in order to create the variable inside the root, you need to write double hyphen, variable name, colon, and the value. So I have created the gray variable, blue variable, green variable, and the white variable. In order to remove the browser's default margin and padding, I'm giving margin 0, and also for the padding 0. For the box sizing, I'm giving border box, and also let's style our body tag. For the body tag, I'm giving height of 100 VH. For the background color, I'm giving. So in order to access that gray variable, you need to write var. Inside the bracket, you can give that variable. So if I save, now you can see it in your browser. We have gray color. So now let's style our gauge. For the gauge, I am giving the position of relative. For the width and height, I am giving 200 pixel. Now let's style our progress class. For the progress class, I am giving position of absolute. For the width, I am giving 100%. And also for the height, I am giving 100%. For the border width, 0.1 rem. For the border style, I am giving solid, and for the border color, I am giving white. Similarly, for the body, I am giving display flex. Justify content to center. And also align items to center. Okay, now let's give some border radius for the progress class. For the border radius, I'm giving 50%. With the help of that, you could generate the circle. And also let's give the outline of 0.2 rem width. For the style, I'm giving solid, and for the color, I'm giving white. Okay, and also I'm going to give some outline offset of 0.4 rem. For the border bottom, I'm giving same value, but I want to change the color to gray. Okay, now it's looking good. Similarly, now let's style this bar. For the bar class, I'm giving position of absolute. For the width, I'm giving 50%. For the height, I'm giving 100%. For the background color, I'm giving green color. I want to hide that half part of bar class. So for that, for the progress class, I'm giving before pseudo element, and inside that I'm giving position of absolute, content empty. For the width and height, I'm giving 80%. For the background color, I want to give, for now let's give white. Okay, it's now backside of that green bar, so I want to bring it to the front. So for that I'm using Z index, I'm giving 200. Okay, now it's at the front side. Let's give border radius of 50% so that it would be a circle. Similarly, let's bring it to the center. So for that I'm giving top 50%, left 50%, and also I'm giving transform translate. For the x-axis I'm giving minus 50%, and for the y-axis I'm giving minus 50%. Okay, now let's change the background color to gray. Let's duplicate this whole code, and also I'm creating another after pseudo element, so we don't need this code, so let's delete this. Okay, let's change the height to 50% and for the width to 100%. Similarly, I want to change the background color to red, and also let's remove that G index. Now if I save, so for now I want to comment that G index. Okay, now you can see that red box. Let's uncomment. So let's change that background color to gray. Now you can see some part of that green bar is hidden. So now for the progress class, if I give overflow to hidden, so now our green bar is created. For now, I want to comment that overflow hidden, and also I want to comment that content of after pseudo element. Let's inspect that bar class element or that green bar element. You can press F12, and if you go to the element tab, so for the bar class I'm giving transform rotate. I want to rotate to 90 degree. So if I rotate, we want to rotate like this, but when you are rotating, like, the transform origin is not in the proper position. So for the transform origin I'm giving for the x-axis center and for the y-axis right. Okay, now if I rotate, okay, this is what I want. So now let's uncomment that content and overflow hidden. Okay, now if I rotate, okay, this is what I want. So let's close that and let's resize. Now for the bar class, I want to give animation. So for the animation name, I'm giving rotate. For the duration, I'm giving 2 seconds. And also for the timing function, I'm giving is in out. So let's give keyframe. For that, I'm writing add keyframe. I'm giving animation name rotate and add 0%. I want to duplicate this code, background color, and also I want to duplicate this transform rotate. So for the transform rotate, I want to give add 0% minus 90 degree. Okay, you can see it in browser. The animation is working. And also let's change this background color to blue. Okay, now it's working. For the background color, I want to give blue for longer period of time. So at 80%, I am giving background color blue. So now you can see it in browser, like at the end, it changed into the green. Now in the HTML file, let's create another div with class name needle. So now let's style this needle class. For the needle class, I'm giving position of absolute. For the width, I'm giving 100%, and also for the height, I'm giving 50%. Similarly, I'm giving background color of white. Okay, now you can see for a while I want to comment that overflow hidden. So now for the class needle I want to give clip path polygon. For the polygon at the starting I want to give 50%, for the y-axis 0, and for the second point I want to give 50% for the x-axis and 0 for the y-axis, because we want to bring this needle to the at the top of our gauge. So I'm giving G index 300. In the clip path for the third point I am giving 52% x-axis, 100% y-axis, and also for the fourth point 48% for the x-axis and 10%, no, that's not 10, that should be 100% for the y-axis. So now this will create a triangle shape. Similarly I want to rotate this needle, so for that I am giving transform rotate to 90 degree. Similarly, let's give transform origin. For the x-axis I am giving bottom, and for the y-axis I am giving center. Okay, now it is in the pop-up position. So let's give the same animation, that rotate animation, okay, for the needle. So for now let's uncomment this overflow hidden. Now look at that. For the needle now you can change the background color to green. Okay, now you can see it's changing the color with the progress bar, but I want to keep it to the white, so I'm writing white and exclamatory sign important. Now you can see needle's color is white. Now let's add the another element in the HTML file. So next to progress, create the div with class name MSG, and also I'm creating paragraph with class name process, and inside that I'm giving text verification process. Next to that paragraph I'm creating another paragraph with class name success. I'm giving text inside that paragraph, successfully done. If I hit tab button you'll get this code. Now let's style this message class. Okay, before that, for the body you need to change that flex direction to column. So now for the message class I'm giving margin top 100 pixel, and also for the font I'm giving 1.1 rem. For the font family I'm giving sans serif. Now let's style this process and success class. For the process and success class I am giving transform translate y. For the y I am giving 120 pixel, so it is taken to the button. So for the progress class, when we give the active class, I want to transform translate y to 0 pixel, and also let's give opacity to 0, and when it's active let's give opacity to 1. So I'll show you in the browser. Like for the progress class, if I give the class active, okay, it's not working. Okay, I have misspelled. That is not the progress, that's a process. And also let's give some transition for the process and success class. I'm giving transition 0.3 second is out. So now if I give the active class for the progress, so now you can see you'll get this kind of animation. Now let's add the same thing for the success class. Similarly for the process class, I want to give color to white. And also I want to add border. I want to give border width to 1.5 rem, border style to solid, and for the border color I am giving white. Now if I save, Similarly, for the process and success class, I want to give some padding. For the padding, I'm giving for top and bottom 0.8 rem, and for the left and right, I'm giving 1 rem. Similarly, let's give some border radius of 0.4 rem. Okay, now it's looking good. Similarly, let's change that translate Y to 100 pixel. Let's copy this code. For the success class, I want to give, instead of white, I want to give green color. And for the border, I want to change that color to green. Okay, now let's save. So for the process class div, if I remove that active class, and it will translate Y to 100 pixel. And for the success class, if I give the active class, then it reappears. So this is what we want. So this animation is working. Instead of manually adding that active class, now with the help of JavaScript code, we will add and remove that active class dynamically. So it's a very little code. Inside the script tag, I'm creating constant variable. Process text is equal to document dot query selector. So I want to select that process class dot process, and also let's select that success class. Let's duplicate this code and let's keep query selector class success, and also let's change that name process to success text. I want to give set timeout. For the first parameter, it will take the callback function. So I'm giving arrow function. Inside the arrow function, for the process text, I want to give class list dot add active. It will dynamically add the active class. Also, I want to create another set timeout function, and I'm giving function name toggle MSG, and for the second argument, it will take time in milliseconds. So I'm giving 1600. That means it's a 1.6 seconds. So you might think like, why did I give 1600? So if I go to the CSS file, you can see our animation duration is 2 seconds, and at the 80%, our background color is blue. So after 80%, it changes into green. So that means 80% of 2 seconds, that makes 1.6 second. 1.6 second means 1600 millisecond. So the setout function will execute that function or the callback function within the time. So in our case, it is 0 and the 1600 millisecond. So within that time, we will add and remove that active class. So now let's create the function called toggle MSG. So inside that function, for the process class, I want to remove that active class. And for the success class, for the success text, I want to add class active. Okay, now it's working, animation is working, but if you don't like this background or color, then you can change it. For the white color, I am giving gray color, and for the gray color, I am giving white color. So in the browser, you can see. Okay, if you notice that the success message is in wrong position, so let's adjust that position. So for the success class, when it is active, I am giving translate Y to minus 52 pixel. If you go back to the browser, okay, now you can see you are getting the right position of the success message. So let's go back to the CSS, and now let's change back to the dark theme. Okay, now everything is good, everything is working. So let me know in the comment box, like, which one did you love? Like, did you love the light theme or the dark theme? So this is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did learn something, smash that like button. If you have any kind of queries, let me know in the comment box. Share this video if you think someone needs it. And also be sure to hit that subscribe button. Remember, there is always more to learn. So keep learning.